A suspect in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds making an appearance in court today. 58-year-old James Brenner arraigned this afternoon on unrelated gun charges. Box Elder County Sheriff's Office says that Brenner was Rounds' nearest neighbor. Dylan's mom says the family knows Brenner, who at one point lived in a trailer on their property, helping Dylan with some farm work.
Jim Brenner, chief suspect in the Dylan Rounds case, is to be held without bail. Trial date tentatively set for September the 12th. This is Glorin Dellen, I think her YouTube name is. Glorin Dellen. Brilliant. She's been my court reporter, so to speak, who's been to the hearings for James Brenner and Chase Venstra. I'm going to share the raw footage here from Candice Cooley. This is on Glorin Dellen's YouTube channel. She's given me permission here to share the footage, so I'm going to share it. I'm going to clip out a little bit where it's really windy, where they just kind of move around, but the whole thing is on Glorin Dellen's YouTube. I've just gone and subscribed over there, so hopefully she'll get some new subs for doing this, and I hope people will subscribe because this is really important to get out. Anybody's got permission to use this footage as well on their YouTube channels from mine. Just get this out that Jim Brenner is the one that everyone is focused on, the FBI are focused on, and perhaps we can lay to rest some of the other theories that are out there about what might have happened to Dylan or who might have done something bad to Dylan. I think all eyes are on Jim Brenner and Chase maybe as well. We don't know, but definitely Jim. I've been saying this for a few days now, but yeah, here it is.
Good to see him in shackles. I mean, you know, he's detained and they're going to keep the heat on him, so that's a relief knowing he's not going to get out. They are holding him, so that's...
What'd you make of his criminal history when you heard it?
I didn't really know it, to be honest, because it wasn't from around here, and it is an extreme, violent, explosive history, and it's a long span. I mean, they tried to make his argument that there was some really bad charge back in 1986, and it was over 30 years ago, but then it just continues on every 5, 10 years, 15 years. He completes his sentence and is good for a little bit, and then he's right back to the same behavior.
Was that your first time seeing him? And if so,
No.
What was it like seeing him in there?
It honestly, it was a little bit of weight lifted off my shoulders just knowing, you know, I mean, I knew, but the confirmation that, you know, seeing him having to, you know, I mean, he's not charged with anything with Dylan right now, but, you know, he's going to stay detained so we can continue working on that and finding out.
Do you think he knows what happened to your son?
I do. Yep.
You know, what you just learned today and that your family, I mean, you guys know James.
Yeah. Not friends or nothing, but acquaintances. Yeah.
Did you ever meet him before? Is that what you're saying? What was he doing with Dylan? I mean, was he working for him?
Yeah, he's just helping off and on. He'd help Dylan hay out in Arco. He'd help him put together his pivot. Just day work is basically how you could explain it. And out in those small communities, you know, everybody kind of sticks together, and when somebody needs help, everybody pulls together and helps.
Did you recall any conversations with Dylan in terms of what James Brenner was like? Did he show any aggression like that?
No, he just said he was a crazy old man who lived out in the desert. You know, I mean, and that's what you'd expect from any 17-year-old kid at that time when you find somebody living out in the middle of the desert. But nothing that would have ever raised any alarm.
Now explain where his boots were found and where James was squatting.
So his boots were found right almost directly behind James's trailer, probably about 150 yards behind that dirt mound. That dirt mound was right behind where James's trailer was.
Now you were out there, weren't you?
Yeah. Justin and I were there. We looked at the boots behind the dirt pile when they were first found.
And those boots, when you saw them, were they like buried or were they just left there?
No, they were just looked like somebody tossed them out. Just tossed out boots, just thrown out. Didn't look like they'd been there more than a couple days, if that.
What do you think has happened to Dylan?
I think James did something to him. I think he snapped. Especially hearing more of what I hear in court and how that's kind of been how some of his charges have been. I think he snapped at Dylan and he did something to it. And, he spent a whole weekend before we got out there covering it up.
You talk about just the mixed emotions that this probably brings, seeing someone in shackles, like you said, but then also knowing that.
Yeah, it's kind of, you don't want him in shackles. As a parent, you want to go find him yourself. So it's probably a good thing he's in shackles. It's a mixed feeling until we know it's hard. I mean, you have emotion, but we need to know. Then we can move forward.
Confident in what the work, the Fox other authorities and
I am. I'm confident at the approach they're taking and the direction they're going. So.
What did they tell you when they say? Because yesterday they mentioned that he was a suspect. And they say this guy just needed time in a sense.
Pretty much. I mean, that's what I'm gathering from him being a suspect. It's just some physical.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know, right?
So what's Box Elder telling you about this guy? Are you convinced? Are they telling you that he's the guy?
They're telling us the same thing they're telling everybody else in their press releases, is that he's the suspect. He's the main suspect, but I think all the other cards are holding close for reasons that we can all understand. I don't know. I do know some that media doesn't know, but honestly, it's not a lot. But from the day one this began, gut feeling was Jim had something to do with it, and just everything got crazy. And then as we progressed, everything's led us right back to where Dylan parked that gray truck and his boots were found. Everything's taken us right back to day one.
And that's where James also.
Correct. That's where he squatched, yes.
Are you hearing that when I speak to Fox Elder, they're saying not any closer to actually knowing where Dylan is? Is that what you're hearing?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't spoken to Fox Elder director probably for 2 weeks. I've been in contact with the FBI, but I get a daily update on an email, but I have not actually had a phone call or.
Can you share their update tonight then?
I don't. It's like right on my email, my phone, but it's all the updates been on is the search party, where they've searched and continue looking. So I don't have anything from them.
Are they searching now?
They have deputies out there still browsing around, but we really need a direction. Even they need a direction. We can't just stay out there in the middle of the desert.
Do you think what's key here is breaking Brenner down?
Yep, that's going to be our key. That's what we need. Somebody to talk. And when you offer $100,000 in I hate to say it, but poor community and nobody talks, that means nobody really knows. That means it was a very tight-knit thing that was done if you offer somebody $100,000, because we've got nothing.
So the key may be to break Brenner down.
Correct.
He has the answers.
He has the answers.
Any last thoughts on we're almost 6 weeks into when he was last heard?
Yeah, no, I still just want everybody to stick with the facts, and we're getting some stuff moving forward, and, keep looking forward to getting the answers and being able to bring Dylan home. So.
One question I just thought. A lot of these web sleuths, YouTubers and such, they were on a different trail.
Yeah.
Brenner was like under the radar. I mean, what did I tell you?
They're absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that is my honest opinion about him now. I used the internet to get the word out because we had to. I never knew anything like this existed out there. I really didn't. But they're all on the wrong path. They're not listening to facts. They're not listening to the family. They're using it to get their hits and try to make their money off of YouTube, and it's absolutely disgusting.
Thank you, Candace.
You're welcome.
So, what happens now? I mean,
so as far as I know, it's like the FBI said, there will be somebody standing over Brenner. The heat will be on him. They will keep it on him.
They're going to be continuing to interrogate him and such until he finally breaks down.
Yeah, and I don't know on the deal with Chase. I honestly don't know what's going on. I know they listed a homicide investigation in the affidavit, but I haven't been getting any information on that or what the thoughts are on Chase. So that's something that's ongoing that I don't have information on.
Do you think he had anything to do with it?
I'm starting to wonder. I mean, why else would what's going on be going on with what we know now on his arrest and stuff?
So do you think that maybe there's a group, not just one person that you're
I don't think there's any way Jim could have pulled this off by himself. I mean, maybe hurting Dylan, but not the rest of it.
What kind of transportation did he have?